And we are back again with a brand new episode of Another 24. I am your wildly handsome host, Taurus Montez, and today I got a very special guest in the building. Now, this guest is a personal injury attorney. He's done the work, and he is working to get his clients the biggest and best settlements that they deserve. I got the one, the only, Dustin Young of Dustin Young Law. Man, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Man, I can't complain, my brother. Glad I don't need you right now, you know.
Hey, but I'm just a call away.
Wait, just a call. So I want to, kind of hear about your story, man. I know you got an interesting story. You from a small town. Mm-hmm. What was it like growing up in that small town, man? We from Atlanta, man, so we don't really know too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a little different out here. Yeah. But no, man, like growing up is like, I grew up probably about an hour outside of Memphis, so my family split between Memphis and like Dyersburg. Okay. But it's still the same thing, regardless of, I feel like that's really the whole West Tennessee. People get hyper-focused on Memphis, and it's like, you go to any one of them small towns, it's about the same. Right. I actually seen a report, I think it was last year, that my hometown was actually one of the most dangerous towns in Tennessee.
Dang.
And I was just there last week. Like most time when I go home, I don't really make no announcements. I just kind of pop up. Yeah, so it was just different.
It's different, huh?
It was different. And then when I was in Memphis, I see the ICE, Homeland Security running around out there.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that was a little crazy. I was coming back from Dyersburg, and I was coming through like North Memphis, and I'm like, man, I just see like 7 police cars on one car.
What?
See the HSI vest. I'm like, God damn, like they serious.
Oh, they ain't playing.
Yeah, then I went over to Beale Street to grab some food, and so they just standing around. Just they ain't really bother nobody over there, but back in they own you.
That's crazy. I've been to Memphis a couple times, and it don't really strike me as a very diverse place. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of black people, of course. Yeah. Some white people, but I ain't see too many of any other races for real.
It's like in Memphis, but as you go outside of Memphis, then it starts to change. I would say Memphis is pretty much is solid black. I always tell people Tennessee like a sliding scale. Okay. It's like if it was a sliding scale, black to white. You start in West Tennessee, Memphis, it's more people look like us. Nashville is more diverse. You go to East Tennessee, it's and that's just how it is.
I heard they say Nashville is the white Atlanta.
Yeah, with the
the country music.
With the country music and going downtown on Broadway and stuff. But I was there also. That same weekend I went to Memphis. I stayed the night in Nashville, and they got the African American Museum of History, Music, something. Okay. Yeah, okay. It kind of threw me off. Okay.
Shout out to Nashville.
Yeah.
Now I used to go to Nashville pretty often. I used to, talk to listen.
Yeah, we talk. Yeah,
what I'm saying? Tennessee, y'all got some good women out there. I got some nice women. But now, so fast forward. I mean, you're growing up in a small town. I mean, you obviously had aspirations on leaving because you're here in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So, when did that decision happen? When did you decide, like, man, I'm gonna leave here, man?
So crazy. I had decided that I was gonna move to Atlanta when I was like young. I probably elementary school.
Dang.
But my aunt used to live here, and you know how you hear something, you just hang on to it. Mm-hmm. And I think she gave me something that had something like Atlanta or something. Either way, I was like, that's where I'm going. Never been here, didn't know what it looked like, didn't even know where it was on the map. So I actually didn't make it until, I think I came into like 2009. I think that was the first time I came. I think 2009. Yeah, so at first I was thinking like, all right, I'm gonna go Nashville, Atlanta, and that's what I ended up having to do. I was trying to go straight to Atlanta, but it just didn't work out.
Got it.
So
okay.
I would say a lot of time passed between the decision to move to Atlanta and actually moving to Atlanta.
Right. I mean, some things take time, but you made it. Man.
Yeah, it kind of got off track for.
Well, welcome to Atlanta, even though you've been here for over 10 years.
No, I've only been here. I've been in Atlanta. I think coming up on 3 years. As soon as I graduated law school, I didn't even wait. I just graduate, leave.
All right.
So yeah, I was studying for the bar and everything, and I was just packed up like, nah, I'm done with Knoxville. 'Cause I went to law school in Knoxville, so I was like, yeah, it was a wrap.
Yeah.
As soon as I graduated,
You're like, yeah, I'm up out of here.
Yeah, ASAP. You gotta go.
Cool. So that decision to go to law school, were you always like into like law, like politics, stuff like that, or where did that decision come?
I think my exposure to law came through police, police interactions, because crazy things are happening, the police showing up. So that started to, pique my interest. But I remember my aunt, and I don't know what we were doing, and we were just running around the house doing shit. We were some kids, and she turned me on the cops. And and it wasn't to like, hey, watch cops, it's exciting. It was like, that's where you're going to be on cops if you keep on being bad. So we ended up, I ended up watching cops. So I used to like watching cops all the time.
It was a scare tactic.
Yeah, but I think I got emboldened. It was like, all right, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna be a police officer. But I used to think like, man, I'm gonna go to the military and all of that. And at some point I tried to go to the military, but that's another story.
Got it. So so police interaction and kind of being exposed to that side of it piqued your interest in it?
Yeah, it was one of those. I feel like it was like, well, I can't ever seem to beat them, like get away from them.
Right.
So it was like, man. As a matter of fact, I ended up getting a degree in criminal justice.
Nice.
Because it was like, man, I've been around this since I was a kid. So you learn as you go. Like going to court, like juvenile court, and getting in trouble as a kid and stuff. So by the time I became an adult, I'm like, well, I might as well just go get criminal justice degree. See what happens, you know. And I thought, what a story that would make.
Right.
I didn't know that it would actually work, though. So I think that's what threw me off.
Right. Yeah, you went by faith, man. You just took that first step, and hey, look at you now.
Yeah, I figured like, I remember someone telling me like, man, you want to be a police officer? And I'm like, yeah, how else am I going to show that this pattern of behavior that I've shown, from middle school probably to 18, definitely to 18, how do I undo it? And then some other stuff that happened outside of me being 18, 19, 20. And I was like, man, what if I just get one yes, then I'd be all right. Because can't nobody really say like, oh, you done A, B, and C. It's like, well, I also done arrested 1,000 people too. Right. So it's like,
Interesting metric. But, us growing up black, I mean, I'm sure it's the same for you. I don't know. Maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, but we always hear, stay away from the police. Hey, you don't want to be no policeman. That's 12. That's the pigs. That's the law.
I ain't like the police.
You didn't like the police, but you wanted to be one. You wanted to change.
I felt like I could do it better.
Got you.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I was just like, man. And I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes they pull us over. They not all the way wrong,
Right.
But it's the approach, the tactics. It was like, come on, man, you ain't supposed to do that, So that right there sort of like, man, I can know better than y'all can.
Right.
And then I kept getting a lot of no's. So it's like the more I got told no, because I went to school, graduated, degree in criminal justice, I'm like, well, let me see what I can do with it.
And a lot of police ain't educated, so the fact that they told you no is like, really?
Man, so I applied for so many police jobs, and it was crazy. But I first was like, well, no one's just going to hire me like degree straight to police. So go work at a prison, go work at the jail. So that was actually my first job, was working at a prison.
What was that like?
It was actually kind of fun.
Really?
Yeah, I guess because, think about it, I'm around the same environment on the outside. True. I'm trying to pivot, but I'm pivoting to a still similar environment. So I feel like I was able to quickly adapt. So, and then I knew people there, unfortunately. So.
Well, what's the craziest thing you witnessed by working in a prison that you can talk about?
Oh, I feel like I can talk about most of it. I would say the craziest thing. I don't know if it was like a little riot in the chow hall between, I think it was two rival gangs. And that was crazy, but it kind of we got that under control pretty quick. There was a stabbing though that was pretty crazy. Dang. The dude was already kind of getting like a reputation of being like a bully. So, man, I guess he picked on the wrong guy, and the guy that he picked on didn't stab him. It was another guy. An older guy actually stabbed him. He stabbed the guy so many times, and we ran in the pod. The dude was like, "Hey, young, threw the knife, said I got who I needed, and got on the ground.
What?
Swear to God.
So he's like, yeah,
He said,
I'm already locked
and he
up.
said y'all can't fix all them hoes.
Damn.
Yeah.
What happened to the dude that got stabbed?
I think he ended up getting sent to like Charles Bass. I think that's the medical center facility.
So
at
he
the
ain't
time.
died.
I don't think he did.
Oh, okay.
He ended up getting them in I guess he bent down because he had most of his stab wounds were to his back. That was crazy.
Dang. All right, so you're working in the prison at this time, and is this piquing your interest? Is this making you more interested in law?
So I'm already knowing that I'm trying to get to police. I just got to go through these steps.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, man, I just got to show a pattern of good behavior because it's one thing to get the job, but it's another thing to actually do the job right.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like with my history, I had a higher likelihood of doing the job wrong. So I guess I was just being tactical. So I remember trying to get hired on with Memphis. And my mama, she did not want me to be a police officer.
Really?
She was like,
Why?
she knew that I'm very, I was always fascinated with weather when I was younger.
With weather?
Yeah, weather. I don't know why.
You used to watch the Weather Channel for fun?
Literally. Bro, I would turn on the Weather Channel and just, I don't know. So she was like, go be a meteorologist. And I'm like, nah, go do policing and whatnot. So she was just like, you and this police stuff. But, man, so end up just, I trying to apply for Memphis. Memphis was, I don't know, I feel like me and the investigator just sort of that just didn't work.
Being gatekeepers.
Yeah, and then he had a trouble getting past, the situation that I had. I had got charged. Yeah.
Gotcha.
A decent amount of substance. Yeah, and thank God for the Constitution. Yeah, because literally it was like I was dead to right.
Right.
And see, when you apply for a police officer, you got to put, even if my background is clear, they still ask, have you ever? And my thing was, even if I think it's a yes, I'm going to go ahead and add yes because I'd rather it's more likely than not than a no. And then it's like, oh, you lying. So, because I'm like, that's one thing I can't have is, a lie.
Right.
So, because I'm trying to rebuild myself at this point. And so I just kept going, but I know I couldn't stay in West Tennessee because I'm so close to the environment. I remember coming home from the prison and task force is at my house.
What?
At my mama's house, looking for my uncle. And they're like, don't we know you? And I'm like, no.
Right. Somebody that looked like me, it ain't me.
Yeah, it ain't me, But I knew them. We had plenty of interaction. Right. They had been dealing with me since I was a kid, so I knew who they were. They knew who I was. Right. But I'm in a corrections uniform, man. I ain't here. I'm here to pick up my daughter. Right. So I was like, man, I got to get away from this. And then I would get asked to do things that I'm like, no, I can't. Like, I don't play both sides, So I ended up leaving, going to getting to Nashville. I wanted to come straight here, but man, I was trying to, but I would apply for a job. I got to the point to like, look, this is what's in my history. It's not going to show up in my background, but when you ask me all these questions, here go all of my yeses. Here go my juvenile record, here go my expungement reports, here go everything. So they're like, oh, yeah, it's fine, just be honest. I come down, automatic disqualifier. I'm like, we just had, I told you. At one point, I only had gas money to get here and gas money to get back. I told them, like, man, am I going to be this? At this point, I'm just exhausted. I'm over it. And they, oh, it's fine. I'm like, well, it's Atlanta. It's plenty, black folks here.
Right.
So
Oh, yeah,
like,
sure.
cool. Cover department was like, nah. Nah. And I don't know if it was other things going on in the city. They were just like, history and what goes on. It just, they didn't want to risk it at the time. So I'm like, all right. So I ended up getting a job in Tennessee as a police officer. I didn't think I was going to get it. It's kind of outside of Nashville. I'm like, they ain't finna hire my ass. I've been arrested. The kid caught a charge of dope. They're not going. It's over with. Just go to law school. But I ended up getting hired, and that sort of delayed me going to law school.
Okay. Well, you checked that off the list though.
Yeah, man, it was fun too. Like it was fun. Yeah.
What was that feeling like when they was like, you know what, you hired, brother?
I still kind of was like shocked, but when I remember the first thing they gave me was like it was like a crate, and like in the crate it had like your gadgets. I didn't have a uniform, but I had a gun. I'm like, I remember walking up with the crate, and I'm like, there's a Glock in here. Okay.
Yeah, serious now.
Yeah, so because I didn't have a badge, didn't have that, but it was like the first thing I got was a gun, so that was interesting. But it was cool. Went to the police academy. I ain't gonna lie, if I could just go through academy just for like fitness purposes, that would because just going to the gym, I just can't.
Yeah, you can't. It's different.
I tried, but it's just not the. I don't know. It's just not fun.
Yeah.
So,
probably better if you got a group of people.
Yeah,
trying
it's
to,
like a
competition thing.
Yeah. So maybe we have to find something around here, like a boot camp or something.
Yeah,
but that was cool though. That was an interesting experience.
Nice.
Going to the academy.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't know if I'll do it again though.
No. So I got a question for you, man. You're probably the perfect person to ask this.
What's that?
I can't believe I'm about to admit this on camera, but I got arrested one time, right?
I haven't been arrested at least 10.
Well,
and that's before the age of 18.
Okay. Well,
So-
you still juvenile, but so I got arrested one time for like years ago for like a .01 of some shake. It wasn't even weed, bro. It was some shake. This is before the laws changed and all that. But the arresting officer, when he put me in the back of the car, so he's like, well, you're under arrest for possession of blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, but I didn't really have that much. And then he was like, well, the law is if you have under, I forgot how much. I'm like, bro, you don't even know the law. How are you arresting me and you don't even know the law? Could I have fought that? Is there some way I could have gotten around that?
Well, no matter how much at the time, no matter how much marijuana you have, it's illegal anyway.
Okay.
So you would still would have caught a possession.
That's true.
But with it being such mild, it's like, why didn't you charge you with drug paraphernalia versus actual?
Okay.
Because when you charge like actual marijuana, that marijuana has to be tested and confirmed. In Georgia, it's by the GBI. In Tennessee, it's by the TBI. It has to be confirmed as marijuana. Shake they don't want to sit up and try to test shake to figure out. They got all these backlogs of various drugs.
Right.
When got prosecuted, when I was a prosecutor, I would be reaching out like, hey, if I got the report back, this drug report back, this is what the substance is. But it's just not. It's paraphernalia. It's less.
Yeah. Wasn't even a gram. Wasn't even a tenth.
And then officers have discretion.
Right.
You have discretion. Like everybody that I came across with marijuana, I didn't charge them with marijuana.
Right.
I would have like drug guys pull up and they say, "You really finna charge them with that?" And I was like, "I thought I had to. Never mind."
Yeah.
He was like, you exercise discretion. You don't have to arrest everybody that you come in contact with. So that was what I used. I started using police as like an educational tool because the first time we see the police, it's already some smoke off top. You can't even. I remember pulling up. Guy was like, "You only pulling me up because I'm black." I'm like, "I'm darker than you are. Like, what you talking about?" But I started using it to educate people because I know in Tennessee, like, disorderly conduct is a very easy. If me and you in public, and let's say I pull up, someone called and you say you suspicious. When I walk up and say I got a suspicious person called, that's immediately gonna tick you off because you like, why am I suspicious? Because I'm black. It's like so. Yeah. Those, because I would always try to, like, hey, I'm only here because somebody called you and said you look suspicious. You don't look suspicious to me, but, and try to soften the interaction because people get ready to go off. And I've had times where I got to tell people, like, hey, we're in the public. You see how people are stopping and looking? That's enough to meet statutorily the elements of disorderly conduct. Dang. I can arrest you.
Wow.
They stop and we get in an audience and you yelling, we're in public. That checks the boxes.
Dang.
And so I was like, just bring it down a little bit because some officers pull up and they see you now. And some pull up and just instigate, just make the shit worse. Oh, yeah. By just being a smart ass.
Yeah.
Just like the little passive aggressive stuff. Like I didn't really vibe with that. I didn't vibe with officers being passive aggressive. But it was an interesting experience. It was interesting to be driving the police car. Cause I'm like, man, I remember. Just so many interactions. I remember leaving home, police seeing me and taking me back home. Just like, we're just gonna take you back home. I wasn't doing nothing like crazy. It was just little stuff. And they just be like, you just like a nuisance. Right. It was like nothing really to keep us on you, but just little dumb stuff. Right. So
just bad.
Yeah, just bad. Just being hard headed. A lot of stuff though I didn't know was wrong until I got older. Because when you're a kid, what you see going on, you think is okay.
It's normal, yeah. It's normalized.
So I'm like, cool, this is okay. Right. So I thought it was okay, and I acted accordingly. But yeah,
it'd be like that.
Yeah.
So are you going to law school? You're in Knoxville. What is law school like, man? I always wanted to ask that, man, because I imagine it's a lot of studying, a lot of tedious reading, and having to go through old cases and stuff like that. So what was your experience like in law school?
At first, Oh, overall, law school was okay. The only issue is there was another guy that looked like me in law school, at least in my class. I don't remember. I think there was a couple upperclassmen. It was actually upperclassmen was the reason I ended up pivoting because I originally got into law school in Chicago, and I ended up going to Knoxville because they offered more money. But yeah, and that was the reason why I wasn't gonna go because I'm like, man, I ain't trying to go. But looking back, it was better because my mama did not want me going to Chicago. She was like, nope, She just felt like you might fall off the wagon.
Okay, yeah.
You get frustrated, you might fall off. So she was like, nah, Chicago was nah. So Knoxville I went. So she was excited about that. Knoxville, so it was interesting, but it was overall a good experience. But COVID hit right after my first year. I ain't gonna lie, I was excited.
Not excited about COVID?
Not about COVID, but about we going remote. Because I didn't like being in class. I hated going to class. I just felt, and then I was older than some of the students I went later in life, so I was over it. It didn't take long. I'm like, okay, why are we knowing about this case from 1866? Why? I'm like, is it even still good law today? Like,
right.
To me, I've always been let's get to the point. So that's where I struggled. So even when I would do like law school tests, like you had to take exams, final exams and whatnot, they would always tell me I need to expand on my rule section. The rule of law, just expand on your discussion of the law and you're answering the question. But I would always be short and to the point. So this was me all the way through law school. Then I finally get time to study for the bar, and they like, you know how we taught you got to answer these real long rule statements? We need you to be short and to the point because the bar is timed. So I'm like, this whole way you've been trying to teach me to unlearn a way.
Right.
I got to go back and now condense that way. So maybe that's why I did so well on the bar, cause, But,
dang, okay. Did you pass it the first time?
Mm-hmm.
You did? Wow.
I didn't think I passed it, though.
Really?
Yeah, I knew I was so sure I failed the bar. I went ahead and started looking up like, what do you do when you fail the bar? Like, how do I go ahead and get my materials and all that stuff together? Because, this didn't. And it was because the first day, I had a lot of time left. Because it's a multi-day exam. And the first day it's multiple choice. I think it's just multiple choice. And the next day the second day is multiple choice. The first day is essays and the MPRE, where it's on like a simulated thing, I think. But definitely I remember the essays being, so in Tennessee, Georgia operates on a different bar. They have their own state bar. They're not a part of the uniform bar that most states are. So you got to take a Georgia specific. So it's specific to Georgia law. And in Tennessee, I'm prepping to take 6 essays. Georgia's only 4. So I think that helped me with my time, so I was a lot faster. Gotcha. And then my whole get to the point philosophy, I think that really helped me. But I was just sure. I remember calling one of my professors like, yeah, I failed it. Because it didn't feel hard. It didn't feel, that first day it didn't feel. And I'm normally horrible with essays. So I was just sure like, yeah, you thought you actually knew what was on the bar exam. And I was like, nah. But then the second day, the multiple choice was actually like hard. And I'm like, damn, multiple choice is normally easy for me.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, you failed it.
Man. But you did. You got it on that first try.
Yeah,
that's rare, though.
Yeah, I got it. I scored high enough to where I could have got admitted to any jurisdiction. In the,
nice.
Yeah,
hey,
so it was
congrats
cool.
on that, brother. That's what's up.
So it was cool.
Now, I know you probably know hundreds, probably thousands of laws. What's like one of the weirdest laws that you remember?
I don't remember it per se, but I remember being in the police academy. So with police explaining the law, I don't even know if it was right. But I remember the guy explaining the law. He was like, technically this is a law, but you can't enforce it. I know one thing that does throw me off is the marijuana with the federal, technically it's, and then states legalize it, and then you got loopholes like the 2018 Farm Bill. And it's just so frustrating because you go here, it's illegal. You go there, it's legal. It's like, man, can we all get on the same accord? And honestly, when I first moved here, I thought it was legal because everywhere I went, it was just, even in the weirdest places.
Right.
I'm looking around, I'm like, these are literally the car people, like valet, like what, like who's smoking in valet? But
you'd be surprised.
Yeah, it's different.
So what's it like being a personal injury lawyer, dealing with insurance and car accidents and people being hurt? What do you like about your profession?
The people. They dealing with the clients. It's the hardest part sometimes, but it's still the part that I had the most fun. Mm-hmm. And then you get to learn a little bit about every client. And because I come from a different background than most attorneys, I feel. I don't know, in Atlanta, ain't no telling. But probably across the board, they don't come from places that we come from. So just seeing people and being able to connect with them on those levels, knowing their financial situations, also and able to get them large compensation that really turns their situation around. That to me probably is the most exciting part of the whole thing. Even like now when I leave here, I got to go get some checks out and stuff. So
nice.
I don't care if I'm on vacation. If there's a bank around, like we gonna get this done.
Nice. Here we go.
Yeah, we ain't waiting on. I ain't holding your money. Like you're not finna wait,
right,
2-3 months to get your after the case done closed. Like we gonna go and get you paid.
Got you. So I know you deal with a lot of insurance companies. You hear that a lot of insurance companies might be a little shady in their tactics and how they do stuff.
They shady. I'm gonna just call it what it is.
Hey,
because I've seen situations where when I first got into personal injury, I'm like, well, I don't want to. If a case not a case, I'm not gonna just go out the way to stretch it, But I remember like a couple cases that I had, and I mean, person obviously really bad injuries. The cost of healthcare is crazy. Mm-hmm. Compound that with damaged car, and you make an offer that's less than $2,000. Like, come on. It's like your minimum is not even going to cover his damages, and you have the audacity to offer less than $2,000. And that's when I was like, yeah, they full of shit. Yep, just over and over again.
Right.
They call, and even when we negotiate, they bring up stupid stuff. Well, when I talk to the driver, let's say a person end up speaking with the insurance company before they get an attorney. That's a bad idea. They should never do that. Because they ask things like, oh, are you okay? Sound really genuine, but they're asking you, trying to fill out how injured are you.
Wow.
But you got to think, when you have to ask and your adrenaline up, you're not feeling nothing. Mm-hmm. So when they always, well, right after the accident, he was feeling fine. I'm like, are you serious? Right after the accident, he felt fine. He probably didn't feel shit right after the accident. Or they admit, it was heavy impact, but it's only soft tissue. It's like, what? Like, are we looking at the same thing? Mm-hmm. And what it is it's like the robots. It's people they have a script that I feel like they're following. So they operating within their boundaries. So, but some are pretty good. Like I have some good interaction with some adjusters, and it's
just the roll of the dice, huh?
Yeah, it really is.
Dang. So if I get in that accident today in Atlanta, what's the first thing I need to do before I call anybody, my girl, my mama, anybody?
Get a police report.
Get a police report.
And stay and wait for the police. That, to me, I know people like, man, the police ain't here for 2 hours. Still get a report. I'm not saying that you couldn't recover without one, but if there's no written record of what happened, then it's already could. When the police come, it's already about to be your word versus theirs, unless there are some obvious indicators of who did what. Mm-hmm. You don't want to make that even more gray, where you don't have an official person there taking it down, your statement and that what they said, and taking out the insurance information. And also, officers should, when they can, cite who's suspected at fault, because it makes my job a lot easier when it comes time to resolve your case. So the first thing you do, call the police.
Got you. Okay. So if the police determine nobody's at fault or both parties are at fault, how does that usually work with what you do?
Because I used to be a police officer and also trained police, that also was crazy, because I was thinking like all the trouble I did, and I'm training police. Like, oh, shit. Like, all right, but it depends. I just look at it and see. Sometimes I disagree with the report, and I just break it down. Mm-hmm. I say this is where this went wrong, this is where that went wrong. It looks like a trainee wrote this. Yeah. Sometimes I have to get kind of aggressive, because some of these adjusters, I guess they have like investigators.
Right.
And I have one guy. He called, and you would think like he had discovered some type of like critical piece of evidence that was going to kill my case.
Right.
So he's getting on the phone and was like, yeah, I don't think this one is going to work out. I'm like, what you got? Some discrepancies. I'm like, man, look, I was a police officer, training officer, prosecutor. I get it. What you got? Then he tells me, and I'm like, that was a nighttime photo from an angle. The photo that you got in the daytime is square, under light. So I'm like, it's not what. I'm like, send me the full video if you're that confident.
Right.
To date, I never got the video.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's just that's the frustration. But my background helps me in those scenarios because you just can't write anything.
Right. Yeah. You got a very unique background, man. You can kind of attack it from any angle, really.
Yeah, I feel like it helps. Even I used to be a prosecutor, talking to defendants. I didn't know this because in Tennessee, I don't remember doing this when I interned as a prosecutor, but in Georgia, you're able to have pretrial conversations with defendants, even if they're not represented. This happens somewhat at arraignments and whatnot, in first appearances. So I would get to talk to the people, and of course, I would always tell them, don't say nothing against that I could use against you. And it was just good. I was eager to talk to people. It would confuse people sometimes because they thought I was a defense attorney. I'm like, I must be doing something good. I'm a prosecutor, you think I'm a defense attorney.
Right, yeah, true.
So, but I'm able to resolve the cases and kind of explain to them. Even sometimes I'm telling a person like, hey, I'm not your attorney, but if you plead after this and you got something upstairs, one is going to hurt the other. So
Gotcha.
So I can't give you a plea. Kind of give them, because most people don't know the why behind stuff. So my thing was at least give them the reason.
Right.
And most people, once they understand the reason why they're doing something, they can get on board. Even I arrest some people. I'm like, hey, this is why I got to arrest you. And they just like, damn, all right, I get it.
You can't argue with the facts, man.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be petty. That was my whole thing. I'm not trying to be petty, be extra. Some situations, I got to arrest you. I had to arrest you. And then others, I could just let you.
Yeah. So speaking of petty, what is one of the pettiest reasons that an insurance company denied a claim or denied paying out?
They listened to their insured and didn't read the police report. And this is a case, it actually happened downtown. They said that my guy rear-ended the tow truck. It was like a tow truck flatbed. And I'm like, if you look on the diagram, the truck is clearly past the stoplight, the stop bar, like the whole truck. So you saying that this little Toyota Corolla, they'll push this big-ass truck probably 30 feet into an intersection. I was like, no, that didn't happen. And then they took photos immediately. They took photos when the vehicles were past the stop bar. And no, they didn't take photos. They took photos once they moved the vehicles back. And I was explaining it to them. I said, if there's no way this car pushed this truck. And I said what happened was he went past the stop bar and was like, oh, shit, I need to back up, and backed into my client. Come to find out that's exactly what happened.
Wow.
But it's things like that, just read the report, So,
So, we talk about insurance being kind of shady. Do you think that people try to scam the personal injury lawyers and the whole system? Like victims or...
I'm not saying people probably don't stage claims to try to get paid if you've done been through it a few times. I try to avoid... I haven't had no situation like that where someone staged a claim. And I always tell people, I used to be a prosecutor, please don't. That's... don't do that. So if you call them with a scam, I'm not the one.
Okay.
It's I'm all about giving breaks, but I will also hold your feet to the fire.
Hey man, you gotta do that.
They held mine. So, now, but insurance companies, I don't know. I feel like overall the goal is to save money.
Yeah.
It ain't to pay the value of the case, because I've heard people say, oh, the bill is only this. And I'm like, you're looking at a bill, and I'm looking at a statute and law that says drivers are entitled to these various areas of damages. So what I would do when we start negotiation, I would just, I'm like, okay, you want to be a smart ass. I'm going to itemize each area of damages, and then I'm going to plug your number, and I'm going to ask you, what about these other ones? And then what you're going to tell me, if they're not entitled to it, the law says otherwise.
Right. Dang, so you going the extra mile. You doing the work, man.
Yeah, because it's I don't got time for this back and forth.
Right.
Man, it gets so frustrating sometimes.
Got it. So if I get in an accident, say I'm not feeling hurt, but do I need to go see a chiropractor anyway or a doctor in any case?
Yes, I would say, because as men, we tend to minimize pains anyway. We overlook stuff. We don't, that ain't nothing. and you don't know what to show up later. So I always tell people at least get evaluated, not just by any doctor. All doctors are not, just like you wouldn't hire me to go do your taxes. You know, like I'm not a tax attorney or nothing like that. So you get checked out by doctors that handle those type of injuries that are common in car accidents. So my job is to help get you to them people if you don't know where to find them.
Got it.
So if you say, hey, I don't even know where to start looking, I would say, where do you live? And I would try to find people in your area to kind of help you get to where you're trying to get to.
Got it.
When I tell you, whatever you got to talk to the doctor about, ask them. I'm not the doctor.
Right.
I have clients call me and say, the doctor said this. I'm like, did you ask him the follow-up question?
Mm-hmm.
No, I told him I was going to ask you. He probably chuckled. So, but
yeah, so definitely see a medical expert.
Yeah, definitely. I always get evaluated because at least I tell people, you know, get the testing, get a snapshot because there could be something there, and Lord behold, you get into another accident, and now they're trying to say the first accident caused your injury. You're like, no, I felt fine from that one. And they're like, no, but we think you should be injured from that one.
Right.
At least to have these type of injuries that you're complaining about in this accident, and now they're trying to water down your case. So at least you'll have that record. Actually, I had a client, he got into 1, 2, 3 accidents.
Dang.
I would say within about 6 months. I started looking at him like, are you, like, what you doing?
You doing this on purpose, man? Like,
Yeah, but the first one was, he got hit by a semi. The second one, the guy pulled a gun on him. I'm like, I don't think he staged that one.
Oh, yeah.
I
I doubt it.
don't think he staged that one. And then he got hit by a pickup truck last time. So I was like, but it made me kind of, you know, looking at him crazy, like, bro, you tripping. Like, what you doing? 3 times? So, yeah.
Dang.
Got him paid, got him. He came out nice.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
Okay,
came out
cool.
nice.
What's been your biggest settlement, if you can speak on it? I don't know the laws.
So far since I've been on my own, I've had a couple north of 150. So
That's some good money right there.
compared to what some of these folks be doing, I'd be like, I just get like 3 of them.
Right,
but I take it in like my threshold when I went solo, I was just overly ambitious, I feel like. And I'm like, hold on, let me dial it back. I'm only 7 months into running my own firm anyway. So things kind of move fast. I've only been out of law school coming up on 4 years. So things been moving fast. So for me, it was like, as long as I'm making more than I would make working for someone, I just continue working
That's
for
a
myself.
win right there, man.
So I've made way more than I would have made working for someone at this point. So that's why I was like, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all right. So I saw your website, man. You specialize, I don't know if you specialize, but you handle dog bite cases.
Yeah, I don't like Georgia dog bite statutes.
Really?
Yeah, you kind of get like, if your dog doesn't have any history, it's like they get a free bite.
Oh, okay.
Almost.
Okay.
Unless it's like something egregious. You know, you can still settle it, but it's looked at under more scrutiny.
Right.
But I feel like in Tennessee, man, I feel like when I was an officer, if the dog bit someone, that was like a class A misdemeanor. Like you finna get this charge. Like it ain't.
Okay.
And then if it damaged property, it's like a class B misdemeanor. I could be off about that, but I remember it was being like it was like a slight difference. But you getting a citation, you getting this misdemeanor. You know, your dog ain't finna run around and bite the shit out of somebody in the end. Like, oh, we can't do nothing about it. Here, the police doesn't even show up. We would show up to the calls. I don't know if they're doing now. That's been several years ago, but we had to come to dog bites. So I don't get why. Georgia's like the animal control people come out. And they'll do a report, and then they'll make a decision, I think, whether to move forward with it or not.
Wow.
But
Interesting.
yeah, that.
Yeah, because some of these pit bulls out here, they be tearing people up.
I think they changed the statute back in 2012. So before I even moved to the state, they had already changed it from what it used to be.
Dang, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So what is the one thing about being a lawyer that like most people would be surprised about?
We don't think we know everything.
Okay.
Like, man, I feel like I'm more quiet now than I used to be, and I'm like, why the hell was I talking so much? I ain't know shit. Because like the more I know, it's like the more I realize how much I don't know.
Right, facts.
Or that all lawyers are rich. That's not the case either. People think that, Lord, I done had some crazy requests. Like the moment I got out of law school, and I'm like, I had a person that was like, I thought all lawyers are rich. I'm like, you got to get the cases.
Oh, yeah.
Now, unless your dad, has a firm or something, I wish the guy of mine did. It make it a little bit easy, a little bit of nepotism. Mm-hmm. But nah.
So has being an attorney changed the way you see the world? Like, do you just see laws everywhere, like the Matrix?
I see negligence. I'm like, that's a hazard. That's a hazard. That's a hazard. And most of the time, like, I don't dress up like an attorney. Mm-hmm. This is probably, I don't even wear the extent of this every day. I'm gonna have on a hoodie and some jogging pants. I don't look like an attorney.
Yeah, you came sharp, man. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah. Probably have a do-rag on most days, unless I meet with a client, then I put a suit on and do the whole thing. But since I don't have to, when I was a prosecutor, I used to wear a suit every day. Mm-hmm. When I worked at the last firm I worked at, had to wear a suit 4 out of 5 days. So I'm like, now, jogging pants, hoodie. So I don't look like an attorney. Right. So I'll be placed and I see something. I'm like, man, somebody better get that.
Right.
So that'd be. I think that's the crazy thing about being an attorney. Is that I guess I don't fit the stereotype. Mm-hmm. So it catches people off guard.
Right.
I had a person say, "You act like you're an attorney." I'm like, "Well, actually, I am."
Great guess. That's cool. I know that's probably a sense of like, yeah, I'm an attorney. Like, you can't say nothing to me. There's a sense of pride in it.
It's like I know how to find in every industry they have an attorney.
Okay.
To help figure out the rules of the. So I feel like in most situations, either I can figure it out or I can find someone to figure it out for me. So, and when people deal with attorneys, they're like, damn, I don't know what not to say depending on what they're asking. Because they feel like every time we're asking something, it's a setup. Mm. And I had to tell people like, hey, I get it. I'm an attorney. But I'm not asking you this like from attorney. I'm just trying to ask a question. Just a general question. Like, I don't have the answer. Believe it or not. Don't know. And because people first thing are like, you're an attorney. I'm not talking to you. You got to talk to another department. Go talk to our legal department. We don't want to talk to you. Dang. So I think that's the most frustrating thing. Right. People shut down.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I don't run around like, oh, I'm an attorney. Like, no, because people shut down when you need simple shit.
Right.
Like, hey, I can't get in contact with this person. What's a good another contact?
Yeah, they got that the Miranda. Anything you can say gonna be held against you.
And it's like, I'm not the police.
Right.
And people, like with Miranda, people get Miranda. So the only time police has to issue Miranda if they're about to ask you incriminating questions that they're going to use against you. So most of the things, like if you come to the car, let's say you're at the car, I come to the car, I smell weed. I say, all right, smell weed. Anything illegal in the car? Yeah, I got weed in the car. I don't need to issue Miranda at that point.
Really?
I'm not going to ask you any more questions. What else am I going to ask you? Where you get it from? Now, if I start going into where you get it from, now I need to be asking Miranda to make you aware of your rights. That you know that what you're saying, I'm going to use it against you.
Okay.
But those introductory, those first contact, a lot of times, or most of the time, the police won't even ask you if it's marijuana. They'll smell it. They might ask. They'll pull you out the car, then search it, and then find it. And then once I find it, I ain't even got to talk to you. I can, but you driving the car, it's your car, marijuana in it. My box is checked.
Right.
So I'm good. And
got it. So question about that too, man. I seen a video. Excuse me. I seen a video of a white gentleman, or I just say gentleman. Yeah, we gotta specify that he's white, but he's pulled over by the police. He has a few of these videos, and on every video he says, "I don't answer questions. Here's my license. Here's my insurance. I don't answer questions. Hey, how you doing today? I don't answer questions." Is that a good way to handle being stopped by the police?
It's not wrong. You can do it. But for me, it raises my antennas. It makes me wonder, like, why are you so,
Got it.
Like, are you a person that's looking for an issue? Are you, like, what is it? Because now I'm starting to pique my interest. Because officers, when they get to a traffic stop is so, like, dangerous because you just don't know. Yeah. And people, from being in the car on the other side, people in the car think that they know everything that you've done and doing. Really, they just seen that your brake light was out.
Right.
So when they come to the car, like, the whole energy be. So my whole goal was to try to, like, kill that tension. Like, I don't want you tense. I'm tense. Like, let's chill out. So I feel like I was pretty good with that, getting people to, like, relax. Yeah. I did have one lady. She got mad because I wrote a ticket and she coughed on my device. I was like, Man, I should have wrote another one.
Right.
But, like, just crazy stuff.
It's funny.
But policing was fun though. Like I used to tell people like back from like the neighborhood, like those that like I say you got the streets and you got the sidewalk. Those that just stay on the sidewalk, go be police officers.
Okay, yeah, that's
Even
a
some
good
of
point.
those that's in the street, but I ain't saying like go become informant police officers. That's different. That's like
Don't do that.
That's dangerous. That's dangerous. To me, that's dangerous. Sit up under somebody, pretend, and then you recording them and you trying to do like that's dangerous. I remember my first like interaction with somebody. They was like, "I tell you where I got them." Like I'm not Vice. Like I'm just I'll put you through like who needs to know like what they got going on, you know. But I always tell people like go do the jobs. Like you got people that's never been around here, never been in these type of environments, never endured these type of circumstances, policing these neighborhoods. And so when I would train people, most of my trainees were white. And then they didn't come from my background, but I was able to train them and give them perspectives that they didn't think about before. Because I had one guy, he was like, I didn't think about that. I said because you're doing a job, so any job you want to do it well. So you won't. If I got to keep, I'm like, dang, I want to arrest some people. I'm police officers. I got I want to write some tickets. So it just becomes I'm just arresting people, writing tickets, and it's like, hold on, these are people. People got real life things. That's why you have discretion. You have some situations you can arrest somebody. Maybe you shouldn't. Give them a misdemeanor citation. Have them call somebody to come pick them up. You know, it just depends on what's going on.
Yeah, it's a lot of variables in it.
Yeah, it's just like, and from, like, my mom had been arrested when my brother had cancer. And she went to jail. It was like a driving case. But I think she missed like a chemo appointment, so she felt like she was responsible for his death after. So I used to tell people like it's more than just an arrest.
Right.
You know, like it's not just a tally mark on the sheet to say I arrested 50 people this week.
Right. Those are actual lives.
Yeah, it's real people. And then everybody in a bad neighborhood don't agree with what the hell goes on in the neighborhood.
Right. Yeah.
Even if it's their grandchild or they son, that don't mean that they support it.
Yeah, I feel like most people don't.
No. It's like the difference is they know who the person is and the person know that they know.
Exactly.
So they know if they call, and they about know where it came from.
Right.
So it's like I used to tell people that everybody in the neighborhood ain't criminals because they live over here. I say honestly, I feel way more comfortable. Even today, I feel more comfortable in more dangerous neighborhoods than like in more suburban neighborhoods. In Atlanta, I feel cool everywhere I go for the most part.
Yeah, the whole city kind of.
Yeah. Now I'm starting to get when I go too far outside of the city, I'm starting to feel kind of like.
Whoa.
Yeah, let me turn around. Like I had to run out to Carrollton, and I'm like,
Right.
yeah, let me get back.
This look like a sundown town, huh?
Yeah, let me get out of here.
Right.
And then I done heard like stories about out that way. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, outside of Atlanta, Georgia gets real redneckish. Put it that way. But all right, man. So we had a pretty heavy. I ain't gonna say that heavy, but I kind of want to switch it up a little bit.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you some fun this or that questions, some unserious stuff, just to see where your head is at, my brother.
All right.
All right. So I'm gonna throw two things out there, and you just choose the one that you want to go with. All right.
All right.
So courtroom battle or settlement negotiation.
It's like I like courtroom because I like the action. It's like you don't feel like an attorney until you walk into the courtroom. To me, it don't. So that's why I still like would take a criminal case every so often just to go into the courtroom. There ain't nothing like a settlement because you got to think about it. If it's commercial, it's like all right, you're hurt. So I'm thinking from the perspective of the hurt person. So if we go into court and we argue in trial, the defendant probably like the criminal charge, like, yeah, we finna fight. You know, I don't see you fighting for me. But on a civil case, let's say like you just not healing right, you in pain, you can't work, bills are still showing up, you're struggling. Now we're finna litigate your case. You're already treated for, let's say it's commercial policy, so you already treated for, let's say, 6 months or more. Now we finna litigate. I gotta file the complaint. They get 30 days to answer the complaint. You got to do discovery. That's going to be at least 90 days, and there's going to be some extensions in them 90 days. So see how much time we're adding.
Yeah.
Now we're probably going to get, if something's wonky in the case, somebody's going to probably file a motion to try to get something thrown out. You know, Now we got to go argue that motion. Now we got to wait on the judge to make a decision.
Right.
They're going to probably wait about 30, 45 days. You see how
Right.
it just
Yeah,
constantly dragging out trying to get to trial?
Yeah.
So that's why settlements to me is like, it helps my client. I can help my client faster.
Gotcha. All right. So jury trial or mediation?
Again, it's still the same settlement,
Right.
but trials are fun.
Trials are fun. Okay.
Yeah, trials can be fun. But the juries are so weird. Juries are risky. People don't understand how risky a jury is. I don't care. Now, if in Atlanta, depending on where you at, you about know which way it's going to go. Because it's like, they not about to convict no damn body. It's like, off this evidence? Nah. Like, so...
All right. Cross-examining a witness or negotiating with insurance adjusters?
I ain't gonna lie, I love cross-examination.
Bro, why?
I don't know. I think I used to get crossed a lot when I was a police officer. Like I had to go testify, so it was always like to me like a game between me and whoever was asking me questions. Like the defense attorneys would be trying to pin me down on stuff, so I would just throw them off. They would be once I feel like they got a rhythm. Now I'm finna go real slow in my responses and make you repeat your questions, and it throws off there because what you're doing is you're setting something up. I'm not gonna let you execute it, and it throws you off.
Dang,
So it just becomes like a tactic. And then with cross-examination, I'm about to definitely if it's good. Like if you on direct, let's say you're the defense attorney, so you got defense attorney's not gonna put that client in there. So let's say the prosecutor, you're the witness, you're on there, I'm the defense attorney, and he's asking questions. I'm like, oh, I know he just lied. Now I get to cross him on that. And see, Georgia rules are different than Tennessee. Tennessee rules on cross-examination, you have to stay within like a very strict scope.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I haven't looked at Tennessee law in a minute. But Georgia, it's a little bit more, you can kind of go a little bit left a little bit.
Right.
So I was like, that's what makes it fun because I'm not limited as you would be in like Tennessee. So you're able to ask a little bit more off the wall questions, kind of step outside of, so. And then once they know they lied, it's just that look. They just go like, because then they start backtracking.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, so now which one is it? So yeah,
like catching people.
Yeah.
Catch people in them lies.
Man.
All right. Atlanta traffic at 5 p.m. or arguing with the insurance rep? Which one is more annoying?
So you're arguing with insurance.
Insurance rep or Atlanta traffic at 5 p.m.?
Atlanta traffic probably at 5 p.m. Boy, that shit different. I tell people, like, if you're going to move around, wait until about 8:30. That's when most people have made it to the office and stuff, so traffic a little different. And probably about 2:30, you kind of want to start trying to get to where you're going to go, because about 3 to 5 is about to.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes.
You really want to get caught 12 to 1, depending on where you at. Because depending on where you're at in the city, that the traffic and the layout just don't mesh well.
It's bad, man. It's bad. All right. What is your lawyer's superpower?
I feel like I'm really good at reading people.
Okay.
Like I'm really good at reading people. I don't know. Maybe because I don't talk a lot when I'm out. Like people probably see me at events. Like I ain't too social.
Right. Got the instincts.
No, it ain't that. I'm real cautious. And I ain't gonna lie. Even at one point, man, I used to make so many mistakes. I'd just be like, and it'd be so hard to, like, they say it's easy to get in trouble and hard to get out. Yeah. For me, it was like once I got in trouble, I feel like I had to age out of it. And I'm like, I don't know what that looks like as an adult, and I ain't trying to find out. So I just be kind of in my own little, stay in my own little bubble till I feel folks out, feel the room out. So,
all right.
But I'm really good at reading the room. I used to put common sense on my resume. Because
common sense?
Yeah, because some folks don't. Like, they don't.
They don't have it. Yeah, that's a fact.
Bro, that shit.
All right. What's one thing clients say that instantly makes you nervous?
Before we sign the contract, can I get a loan?
Dang, somebody said that?
Bro.
Wow.
And loans are for hardships. They're not like hey, I'm finna like, or they say, or they don't work, and it's like you can. Like it's nothing I can argue to say that there's nothing you can do. But I think when they want a loan, like off the cuff, like you want a loan, like we don't even know what the limits are. We don't know if you're at fault or not. You want a loan, or they want to or they want to limit their own treatment to say, well, I'm only going to go to a chiropractor. I'm not going to go do anything else. And it's like you're going to limit your case.
Right.
So I tell people, the insurance companies, they're going to look at your treatment, the injuries, the damages to the vehicle you're in, and your medical bill. They love to anchor to the medical bill. Yeah, it's like, the bill is only this. I'm like, that's only one area of damages, as we discussed earlier.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. If you weren't a personal injury attorney, what would you be? I guess we kind of talked about it. You'd probably be doing something in the law space, right?
Let me see. Well, with policing, I was capped. I wanted to do federal law enforcement, but they was like, "You've done this. We'll never hire you." I was like, "Don't you think I'd be actually good for it?"
Right,
It
right.
Like,
You'd probably be the best person.
yeah, like even because I used to want to work for the DEA, but I could never. Ever.
Right.
But I actually would be good because of my
Your background.
skills that I acquired along the way. But yeah, that was a no-go. But I actually thought like that was probably my dream job at one point to be DEA. Because I'm like, I'm around drugs all the time. Might as well go do DEA. But I think now probably be I don't know, probably some type of entrepreneur because now I can't work for nobody.
Right. Thanks. Yeah, it's different now.
Not saying I never would because I don't know what happens.
Right.
But
what's the most dramatic courtroom moment you've had?
Let me think about that one. Oh, I don't know if it was I wasn't the defense attorney, but it was like the prosecutor and the detective. No, it was the defense attorney and the detective. It was the detective and somebody. He came in court that day he was on demon time.
Whatever.
Like, he came in there, you could tell he was already mad as hell about something. Man, they in the courtroom, and next thing I know, I'm sitting beside the other prosecutor, I'm sitting beside her, and we looking at each other like, oh, they finna, I'm just like, long as I don't fall, we good. I just stay over that way. But man, they was like, come on, let's go. Like, they finna throw me in the courtroom.
No.
The judge ended up finding out about it. He was like, and they started trying to make the argument like he did that, and the judge was like, no, I'm gonna let y'all supervise y'all, superiors know what y'all did in here, but like, nah. But that threw me off.
Wow.
Like, I'm like, y'all about to fight in the courtroom.
So they about to act a fool up in the courtroom in front of all them people.
Yeah, they about to fight in the courtroom.
That's crazy. Yeah, I would have been like,
I was like, damn. Crazy.
All right, man. So this show is called Another 24, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why it's called Another 24 is because that's the biggest blessing that we can get is another day to just breathe, to be alive, to, chase your dreams, to do your business or whatever it is. You know what I mean? And it's the one thing that everybody on earth can agree upon, right? So you know that there's a young man that's watching everything you're doing. He might have a similar background. He might be from Knoxville, Tennessee. We don't know. He's watching everything you're doing, and maybe he wants to be an attorney one day. So if you could take 30 seconds to talk to this young man and just give him some advice to help him go through his next 24, I want you to look at that camera and just talk to that young man.
I think the first thing I would tell him is to assess the situation and see where you at, see what you got going on, assess your environment, see it for what it really is, and start making the small changes. Once you start making the small changes, where you want to go that picture should become a lot clearer. And then once you get that picture, just keep walking toward it. Keep working.
Hey, man,
one step at another.
There it is, man. So how can people find you?
You can follow me on Instagram. I think it's Georgia_Crash Lawyer. Also, people can reach me. Phone, call. My number is 404-990-1926. I don't remember my TikTok handle. Probably.
We'll put it in the description of the video.
Yeah, oh my God. I'm trying to learn this whole media, video marketing. My guy hit me all the time like, you ain't posted content. I'm like, yeah,
my bad.
I'm gonna do it. I promise you. I got you. I'm gonna schedule it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Shit, it's Friday.
Right.
He took this the conversation we had Saturday. Last Saturday, I still ain't do it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You gonna get in trouble now.
Man, he be on my ass.
Man, but listen, man, this was a great conversation, very entertaining, man. Had a good time talking to you. You know, we're gonna be supporting everything you're doing. Anytime you want to come back and talk to us, man, you got a spot to do it, all right?
All right, I appreciate it.
All right, my brother. And that's a wrap. Yeah, right on time. Yeah, that was good.